state with a strong focus on doing business with China is Washington State. Exports to China hit $8 billion last year, most of it coming from airplanes. Now, I recently traveled to the port of Seattle to speak with Governor Jay Inslee about the state's growing economy and America's recovery.
We're growing, and we have significant growth, and that is very welcome. Look, the recession that we had was deep. It was prolonged. It was not a small thing. This was the collapse of our financial system in the United States. So we're digging out of a big hole, but we have very robust economic activity here. If you go from 2 miles from where we're standing, you'll find one of the greatest centers of biotechnology anywhere on the planet Earth. In Everett, we're building planes twice as fast as we were 3 years ago. Our software industry, we're the world's leaders now of the computer gaming industry, is on the shores of Bellevue, Washington. Starbucks is planning a store in every corner. So we're having very robust development and a whole host of technologies here. And obviously our agriculture opportunities are vast.
We're standing here at the Port of Seattle. We have downtown Seattle in the background, of course, the Port of Seattle, and there you can see Mount Rainier. And a lot of people have said, hey, we have a great location. But a great location and all these opportunities also come with investments in infrastructure. A lot of people say that not enough has been done to invest in infrastructure, whether it's shipping or trains or roads. Do you agree with those critics?
Well, we're a growing state. Because our economy is so dynamic, we think there'll be 1 million people come here to build whole new industries here in the next decade. So yes, we do, and we are planning on increasing our infrastructure investment in light rail and additional maintenance and new bridges. And that's underway. I just came from a meeting about an hour ago with legislative leaders about efforts to do that. And that's a good sign. That's a good problem to have because it means that we're a growing economy. And the reason we are a growing economy is we are a center of innovation. This is a state that really embraces innovation. We led the world in aerospace. We led it in software. We now intend to lead in clean energy and biotechnology and work with partners in China to do that. So the sky's the limit.
Washington State's one of the few states that doesn't have an income tax.
Right.
How do you do it? I mean, obviously there's things to pay for, and other state governors would argue that we have to have a 5 to 10% income tax, but Washington State generally avoids it. Number one, do you support the notion that that should stick around permanently, that there should be no income tax, and what should happen next?
We have worked through our fiscal issues with some success. Recently, we put $1 billion in our K through 12 school system, which is very important, a down payment, because we have really been shortchanging our educational system. And we've done that by closing some of our tax loopholes. We've got lucky because we've had some economic growth recently, so that's been helpful. We continue to go down that track. I met with some business leaders yesterday about this. We need to identify some of these loopholes that do not produce jobs, that are obsolete. Some of these loopholes that might have made sense 50 years ago, but don't make sense anymore. And if we can close some of those, we'll get over this fiscal problem.
That was Washington Governor Jay Inslee. Our thanks to his staff in Olympia for helping us set up that interview at the Port of Seattle.